Okay, so when we last left off with our adventurers, everyone came home. They got a chance to get some peace and quiet, think things over, have more than a few visits from various individuals, both friend and foe, and contemplate what they're doing next. So, with all this in mind, and with heavy hearts, with knowing they must trust an enemy, along with just all the pain and suffering that is going on in the world at the moment. I think that topical.
Yeah.
Agents of Mayhem. What are you doing?
Well,
Just
hi. Ready?
Did we get
I
on the boat yet?
No.
not yet. No, we still have the meeting of the Suns in a bit. It Rowan still has Kobe, and what else was there?
We agreed that we're going to the ruins.
Yes, it's. I think Gok's not gonna do it, but honestly, he has a chance to come along on that. But yeah, basically, I think the thing is we have the meeting of the Suns where one, we're gonna see if we can help them with what we have, and two, if it does help them enough, see if they're willing to take up the leads on Sid, since we can't have the Silence do it anymore. Well, and two was Rowan and Colby. I think those are the two things left in the homestead to do.
Yep. I think we were all hanging out in Dak's living room too.
Most everyone was. I think Wolf was off doing something on his own, but everyone else was finishing up the meeting in the Dax house.
Yep. So, Rowan, I know we can take care of it at any time. Do you want to take care of Kobe soon?
I think I'd rather wait.
That might be good.
I think it just makes more sense.
Dex kitty. Yeah, I'll put the scroll away somewhere safe. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
Sorry, out of character. When were we going to meet the Suns and where?
They're supposed to show up at the homestead in 4 hours.
Right. 4 hours. Great.
Maybe we should, while we're waiting, just pack our bags and get ourselves ready to be shipped.
Yeah.
Spend the last few minutes we can relaxing in the homestead.
Yeah, and then meet up and have a bar and have some dinner together while we wait.
Sounds like a plan. There was one last thing I wanted to talk about. She kind of like motions to herself as the Makote. I'm going to be like this after today. I decided to take the Fantasia. Just so no one's surprised.
Zonj?
You're cutting in and out real bad, Ron.
I just said as long as you're happy.
It really would make me happy. And I've talked to Date about it. and he basically said the same thing, so long as I'm happy. But it is something I want to do. And I've been wishy-washy about it for the last few weeks. So, yeah, she rubs her head. So that's about it.
Okay.
I was expecting well, I don't know what I was expecting, honestly.
I know I've been vocal in the past about liking who you are, but if that's what you want and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing this for somebody else, you're doing it
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's good. Good. Well, I'll see everyone at the pandemonium soon, then I'm gonna pack up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. See you there, Tom.
Bitter just nods and heads out to the bar.
I'm gonna hop on the link shell and tell, hey, we're getting ready. We're gonna meet at Pandemonium.
All right, I'll be there soon.
All right, don't do anything stupid. Don't fall out of any tree. Okay, no, I'm back.
Okay.
No.
So, basically, as you all start going your separate ways, again, kind of drifting off to pack your bags and get ready to leave, there's a sudden just you hear it off in the distance. You hear this kind of low rumble. And then after a few minutes, it begins to rain. And it's cold and refreshing, the air smelling of it very strongly. But it's a very soothing rain. Like for lack of a better word, it's a rain to wash away sins.
Well, Rowan was standing sizzles.
Breaking up a lot.
You're really, really bad.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
So, I did get some good news. Well, double dose of good news on the first.
Oh.
One, my boss is super happy with my work. Like, she's had some issues here and there, but she's like, I've noticed you're actually like a lot better with your mistakes now. You don't make nearly as many. Every now and then we have an issue, but it's like you're a lot more consistent, and usually it's like if I have to correct you on something, it's usually something small that a bunch of people miss, not just you. So I got my mid-year, and she basically was like, you're meeting all your target goals and all that. You're exceeding your target goals. I can't complain about really anything you do. You're really enthusiastic when you work, especially when you do have work, and you're always willing to take on more. So, I mean, keep up the good work. You're definitely going to get a raise again.
It's good.
And then the second thing, which, sorry, humble brag, I broke 50,000 in my savings.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
That's good.
So, yay.
That's actually really great. I'm glad.
Yeah, I just don't spend money. I do not spend money.
Yeah.
I made up all the money I lost in the stock market.
That's good.
Jesus Christ, man.
Well, see, I was smart. My uncle's like, "Yeah, you should put it in now because it's gonna drop." I'm like, "Well, why did I put it all in now? I'm gonna wait till it drops and put part of my money in there now. Then when it drops, buy it back before it goes up again."
What you want to do is you want to have the money in there, and then once it's done crashing, you want to maximize what you can put in.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that. I mean, basically, I mean, it wasn't like I had a lot in there to begin with, so it was like, okay, now I'm gonna put the rest in there since I can kind of get more for my money now, and then it's gonna grow more.
Get down, Lux.
okay, so what were you saying, Ron?
I was just saying, Rowan would love to have been able to stand in the rain, but it sizzles as it hits her.
All right. So yeah, the rain is still sizzling over Rowan. There's still a calmness about the area. You note the wind barely rustles the tree leaves, and it is that quiet sort of rain. Still, the kind that sort of puts you to sleep. Inside of Dak's home, at this point, Adol no longer having to share any space with Ark, and no longer having everyone there except for Dak, has let the black bubble that he made go out and is kind of half curled in bed, his tail wrapped around himself. He's pulled the pillow up underneath one arm. But Dak knows that position. That's the I can't sleep position.
Oh, dog.
Meanwhile, over in Kato's area, there's a very small pool of water forming on top of your observatory, but it's kind of falling off in a small waterfall over the edge as it drains away. You can see well off in the distance, if you look through the telescope, you can see the sun's approaching, but it's a long walk, and they are now being slightly slowed by the rain. Workston, down in the woods, the aroma of all the tree leaves and pine straw and everything else that has fallen to the ground and is surrounding you and being washed off in this fall as you watch as these yellow-orange leaves start to peel off and roll away in the rain. You feel the air get colder about you. And very suddenly, I would like you to roll a perception.
Checking there, I thought you were going to say will save.
Works, you hear a from off in the distance to your side. By your guess and your hearing, maybe 200 yards away.
Sound like a. Kind of concerned what the sound is. It sound like a chocobo.
It sounds like hooves clopping.
Ah.
You finally got me that horse. No.
I'm gonna go see if I can walk over to where I'm hearing the sound.
Okay, so you walk towards it.
Yeah.
All right. So as you approach, and I'll get back to you, Dak. You just seem busy, and it's not all that important. As you approach this sound, the clopping gets louder, works, until gradually you start to poke your head through the trees, going deeper into the 12's wood. And as you approach, you hit this clearing with a large rock in the center of it. The clopping noise at this point, maybe 20 meters away. And you watch as a horse whose torso is at height
Yeah.
with your head comes out of the tree line. It is jet black with bright red eyes and a mane that kind of rolls off to the side for a moment. It continues to move closer, at which point you notice it has a rider and that it has 6 legs.
Uh-oh.
Ramu.
Odin.
This looks like a horse is Odin.
Yeah, Odin. Okay, you're right. Sorry.
That was the wrong chat.
What did you do?
/S Odin Fate and Central Shroud.
Thank you.
It would be /SH. Thank
Whatever.
By the way, I did the SS rank hunt today.
Oh, sweet.
Was not that hard.
Hmm.
And you get 400 nuts for killing it.
Damn.
Sweet.
Was that the one that you have to like spawn these certain things and kill them in a certain time limit?
Yep.
Oh wow.
I just got lucky today.
I just stare at the black horse like, whoa. That's a suit of armor.
Yeah, at this point you look up and you can see this figure with these huge horns that are about double the size of yours sticking out from the front. This long white cape kind of billowing out the back and a faint white beard kind of jutting out from the helmet. A single eye kind of looking at you for a moment as it continues to walk. And then you note its spear sized to the individual, who is a very large individual. You're guessing by their height and relative build, probably a more muscular Ara of some description. But who knows? The spear kind of juts out, maybe about 9 feet in length. The tip of it is a bright, bloody red with a faint glow around it. The rest of it is this jagged, black entity rolling down into this strange, misshapen handle at the base. He holds it very steadily at the side, like it's a lance, And he continues to push the horse forward.
Do we make eye contact at all?
Oh yeah, he looked at you.
I kind of give him, the downward nod of just like, especially because I have some time on my back, just like, what's up? Kind of like acknowledging as he
He
walks by.
he just looks toward you. There's a moment of silence. And then he keeps walking.
Just watches as he walks away until he's out of eyesight. Like, now that was a lance. I'm gonna head back to the homestead from there.
Okay. You head back, and Dak, with you kind of curling up against a door, he pretends to sleep against you, though he does basically open his arm up to wrap around you.
She just snuggles up next to him, just starts purring to him, trying to make sure he relaxes,
And just
and just enjoying the rain.
he just flicks his ears quietly.
You can talk to me if you want. I know you're not sleeping.
There's not a word at first, and then he kind of blinks, sighs, says, "Just you know I worry,
I know.
and now, well." He kind of frowns for a moment and then very quietly says, "Now I can't call anybody to go save you."
I'll be fine. I don't need Ark to save me. It'll be okay. I have the others to look out for me, and I look out for them. Everything will be okay.
I trust you.
But you still worry. I know. I worry every time I leave.
He just takes in a deep breath, sighs. I'll figure it out eventually. It's not like you're gonna stop.
Well, I might eventually, but that wanderlust, you know?
He looks at you and he says, "Dak,
Hmm?
we both know you're not going to stop until I get you pregnant."
She holds him against her and just starts like ruffling his ears.
He just pushes his head back underneath her chin.
Now I'm gonna stay here until the meeting because you need someone to cuddle with, and I do too.
You just hear a low purr. He shuts up.
They'll just lay there and purr until the meeting.
Mm.
Yeah, cuddle. Uh-huh.
Hey, they can cuddle. They don't have to be cats all the time.
Uh-huh.
Or rabbits. Um. Anyway, Yedrin.
Oh dear, yes.
Down. I'm assuming you went back to the lake, right?
More than likely.
As you go back down, you note that the water actually reacts to your presence and your intention. And essentially, as you get into the water, like you're going to go down, obviously to go gather things, your feet hit the top of the water, and a bubble forms and takes you down, leaving you completely dry through the trip.
Huh, okay. Another feature they added. Well, that'll make it easier for others to visit. Just nodding to himself. Yeah, it's just gonna like it.
You gonna do what?
Well, as Dave's gonna say, probably mostly just gets ready for the trip, makes sure everything's in order, enjoys the trip down.
The one thing that you also note while you're down there, even though it should basically be impossible, you can hear the rain from outside.
Huh.
I would also like you to roll a perception and then roll a 1d8, 1d6.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so Yedrin,
Yeah.
as you're down there and sort of relaxing for a moment, letting yourself think and get your bearings, you start letting your mind wander off to your companions and how they're feeling, and your mind eventually goes out to Rowan because you know Rowan's been through a lot. You know about her breakup. You know about the loss of Colby, and that basically mentally she's had the hardest time of anybody in the group. So you think about her, and the next thing you know, you're basically hearing the inside of her home.
Huh? Is like hearing it is safe in like.
You're not hearing anything that Rowan's saying or doing right now, but you are hearing all the noises that surround her house. And any noises that are coming from the inside that are not made directly by Rowan.
Huh. Tries to experiment with it a little and see if it exactly what the limitations on this are.
Okay, how are you trying to experiment? What are you trying to do?
Well, starts off with thinking of someone else in the party.
Is there someone you'd like to focus on?
You know what? Let's go with Kato, just because.
Kato, what are you doing inside your home right now?
It's just looking through a couple of the books he found in like Amdapor.
You hear the shh, 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 kind of the soft movements of book pages being turned. You hear the crackle of a warm fire, and you hear a couple of crickets kind of around Kato's home. You focus and you think about it for a few moments, and then the next thing you hear footsteps approaching his house, and as you focus, a name appears in front of your eyes, and you realize that some other power is identifying who's moving around at the time, provided you know who it is.
Huh.
So, even though he's moving very quietly and you can barely hear the steps, the male Vera from earlier is identified moving around outside Kato's house. And the next thing you hear is tunk, tunk, tunk of various cuts of logs being deposited next to Kato's home.
Okay. Continuing the experiment, since I know walks out in the forest, last I knew, try and concentrate on walks and see if I get his house or where he is.
Roll a will save. Okay, Yedrin, you start to get a headache as you get in your right ear, you get what's happening with Works right now. You hear the clopping of hoofbeats and rain, and you also get like the sound of it coming through and hitting the detritus debris, whatever you would like to call it, of the ground outside the forest. You can hear his faint breathing along with sort of the catching of his breath as these hoofbeats move away from him. And then on the other side, you get the quiet of his home along with a very faint scratching noise. And then the door opening.
I'm guessing I don't get a name for the door, or...
Because of your attention is split, you're like getting conflicting information.
Okay, well, it's gonna cut that off rather quick. Hick. Rubbing the head from this light bit of headache. Okay, so... Well,
I would like you to roll another perception as you end that focus.
yeah, okay.
You look up, and you can see, as you're thinking about people, you look down at this, like at the stuffed doll that was left for you, and you can see its eyes have turned this sort of green where they would normally be jet black. And you look down and you realize whoever you're thinking about becomes reflected in the eyes.
Huh.
But it primarily only shows where they would. It shows where one eye shows where they are, the other one shows where they live.
I guess experiment 3 that I want to do quickly is kind of focus down on where Walks lives instead of him.
Roll a handle animal.
Okay, I'm gonna guess this fails.
Or not.
You should do that more often, Yedrin.
There's a. As you like try to focus and like I'm guessing you like mentally tell this stuffed animal, I want to focus on where Works is. You hear a
I mean lives, not is.
lives?
Yeah,
You say
I want to focus down on his house.
I want to focus on Works' house. You hear a come from it, and then both eyes change and focus on the house, and you get a more solid image of what's going on. So what are you trying to focus on there?
Well, mostly just because I heard the door opening and decided to find to check who it was.
You close your eyes and you continue to focus and listen, and you hear this very faint steps. You hear of heels hitting the floor. A few moments later, you hear a and Works' stove ignites. Next, you start to hear water boiling. And then then you hear the sounds of cooking. You continue to focus, and a name appears in your head. Nymeria. How long do you keep listening?
I'll probably let that go. Who decently fast. I just wanted to check if it would be going towards his house. That was basically so. Oh, basically at this point, it's gonna end it, and I guess say thank you to the stuffed animal for allowing that.
You just hear this very faint like dog whimper, but nothing changes.
At this point is at this point I don't think I had like one last idea, but I don't know if I'm gonna try it because I don't want to risk worse than a headache if it doesn't work. So at this point, it's probably just gonna go back to finishing packing, and maybe we'll just relax on the bed and with the stuffed animal for a bit. Just like, I mean, like, I don't know. basically catching a nap.
Okay.
Well, until meeting time, because doesn't actually need that much sleep anymore. Thank you, Ving.
All right. You take a nap. Works.
Yep.
Do you come back?
Yeah. Eventually get back to the house soaked.
Okay. You come back in to find your door is unlocked.
Kind of gets nervous and I don't know why, but pulls out Twintania. It's like, this is probably not going to be good in the close quarters, but I locked my door before I left.
Okay. So you walk inside, and everything is how you left it, except there's now a fire growing, and there's a pot of something that smells delightful on your stove.
That wasn't there when I left. Hello?
There's no response.
Just kind of keep looking through the house, like, Actually, I want to actually look in the pot to see what it is, see if it's anything I recognize.
You open it, Works, and it is a home cooked version of the. Oh, for the love of. One moment.
Welcome to a.
Basically, it is a home cooked version of the Sky Builder stew, or rather, a heaping, milky portion of chicken and dumplings with vegetables.
Ooh.
Mm,
And it's currently now simmering.
Like, okay, this is even more confusing than originally. What in the heck? I walked outside real quick just to see if there's anyone around. Like,
Nope, no one around.
go back inside and look at the food. Like, I don't know if this is done.
Do you then turn your head a little bit, Works,
Uh huh.
and you look, and there's a basket of freshly baked, like, giant bread rolls, like golden brown on top. It looks like there's like half of them are sourdough, the other half are like your normal like French baguette style.
Mm-hmm. Take one, pop it in, take one, dip it in the chicken dumplings and pop one in his mouth. Oh,
It
that's
is
good.
rich, it's creamy, and it's all still hot.
Mm. Man, I haven't had cooking like that since I was home. And he says that, and his hands go on the counter, and he a tear rolls down his face, like, oh. Well, whoever made this subject knows me pretty well enough to know I love chicken and dumplings, so whoever you are, thanks. And grabs himself a bowl of it, grabs some rolls, sits down, and enjoys.
All right. So, everyone sits down, does their thing. The day rolls on. And the time comes to reconvene.
Dad will get up reluctantly, pack his stuff up, and goes to the pandemonium.
Actually, question: how big was that pot of chicken and dumplings?
Like a full Dutch oven.
Damn.
I'm gonna bring some with me to the rest of the group.
Good boy.
So walks in with a Dutch oven, with chicken dumplings and some rolls.
All right.
Bert's bringing food for once.
And I guess gonna say, I guess they're going to be making their way over. Although, quick question, Ark.
What's up?
I know they did in party chat. Would I be able to stop by the Smith and leave that with them as well? It costs 50 gold normally. All it really does is give me another +2.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay, thank you. I'll just.
I mean, you're just leaving it. You're leaving it with them to do shit.
Yeah, I'm leaving with with them to do some customization work on it to make it do what I want to do. I just need. Anyways, yeah. Otherwise, gonna make it way over to meeting.
Now, who do I dick over?
Not works. He's had more than enough dicking over.
Dak.
I'm really glad you added
Shit.
over to that.
See if it works.
Dak, I would like you to roll a will save.
Woohoo!
Oof. Oof. God. Rolled a 4.
I mean, I rolled a 4, yeah.
Not better than if I rolled a 4.
All right, Dak. As you're laying there purring, Adol eventually actually does fall asleep. And in the 2-hour interval between when you're supposed to be in the meeting and while he's asleep, you suddenly hear a voice in the back of your head. And you recognize it.
Okay, who is it?
You hear Heidelin's voice. And you hear her say,
Here, if you'll think.
she says 3 words. Watch and prepare. At which point your
what is it with you higher
eyes
beings and being cryptic?
At which point your eyes start to turn blue and you receive a vision.
Oh boy.
As the vision comes forward, you find yourself standing in the homestead, completely ablaze, smoldering. Very little stands. And off in the distance, you can see Ark standing, hovering over Lavender Mouse. She clutches one of his arms And you note very quickly that this is not the same Ark that you know. He's much taller now, probably somewhere around 6'3". His tail is now almost as long as his body. His hair is longer, his ears taller, he's much more muscular, and his entire attire and the way he holds himself has changed. It's much more confident and not the false bravado that you know he normally puts on. It is the stance of somebody who is satisfied with themselves and is also very well aware of what they have to offer to people. And you hear Ark then say, "I will not let you die alone, and I will not let what happened go unpunished. Come with me. Be my strength." And then you watch him rip the primal out of Lavender Mouse's body and take it into himself, along with her aether, before he looks up and leaves the homestead. And then your vision ends.
Zach just kind of stares ahead of her silently and just dumbfounded by what she saw.
You hear the voice again call to you and say, "Watch and prepare." And this time, you're drawn forward, and a colossal mechanical monstrosity stands before you, hovering over a lake. You see, this time again, Ark standing there, drawing in the aether of this creature into himself. And a conversation is happening as he's doing this. And you hear every other word, but it comes out as this garbled mess, almost like someone is purposefully redacting it as it's happening. But the one phrase that does come out is, "Undo all the wrong." And it's at this point the mechanical monstrosity vanishes. And for a moment, you see this metal jointed ring form behind Arcelus's back, and clock hands start to spread through it before it drains back into his body. And you hear, "Not yet. Time has no meaning, but not yet."
Dax just trying to understand what the hell she's seeing.
And once more, you hear, watch and prepare. Watch and prevent. And your last vision comes through. And you see this taller, stronger Arcelus standing in front of a blue beam of light coming through the floor, a library of knowledge surrounding him, coming out of an altar surrounded by 5 mirrors. You see yourself along with the rest of the agents standing in front of him. The world is staticky, incomplete, and constantly on the edge of ripping itself apart in this vision. The words are garbled and completely redacted away. You can't hear what's happening or understand it. But your eyes don't lie to you, and you see the anguish in your brother's eyes, the hate and the sorrow as he draws his weapon at you. And you see the tears flow down his face. And the one phrase that comes out crystal clear to your ears is, everything was a lie. I was used. I was never loved. What's the point? And then the vision ends.
Because Dak is who Dak is. She's crying. Fuck you, Kato. But yeah,
Going.
Dak just starts to cry. Because Ark doesn't deserve any of that. She doesn't want to fight him. She doesn't know how that's going to occur. And she just feels lost.
Adol is still asleep beneath you. You know he's exhausted and he's just clinging to you right now. Please roll a perception for me, though.
Jesus.
Do note from all of your visions, Adol nor any other member of the family was ever present in any of the situations. And in most of them, neither were you or the agents or anybody else that you recognized.
Dak's just gonna cry softly into Doll's hair and try not to wake him up. but she needs that extra comfort.
Mm-hmm.
But gonna lay there until anyone calls her.
All right.
Don't know what else to do. But when it comes time to go, she'll just try being the word. Try and slip out away from Adol.
He lets go, and you hear a soft, "Be safe."
Mm-hmm. And she kisses him on the head and she heads out. Not before, saying I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But she pandemonium and she looks shaken as fuck. And she looks like she's been crying.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder what happens if Yendra gets this shit. Or if Rowan.
No, you got to cry, baby.
I just rolled for it on the order that you guys are in on the screen.
Yeah.
Rolled a d5. I got a 2.
Man, so I was really close to getting like, oh, you got a home cooked meal. Now get mind fucked.
Well, at least they bought you dinner first.
Well, works. You are an Ara, so at least you don't have to worry about them going through the ear.
That's true.
Bruh.
Just hear Highland's voice in my head. So it's like, oh, come on, Highland. How'd you like those chicken and dumplings, bitch? Aw, come on. Now I feel bad.
So, do you all reconvene at the Pandemonium? When you arrive, you see that it's not the Sons who are there to greet you. It's just a very somber looking Gallahan, very quietly leaning over the bar with a single drink in his hand.
Hello, Callahan.
Rowan, you're muted if you're trying to talk, honey.
No, I'm just waiting.
Okay. He just kind of turns and stands up straight, then bows very quietly. I wanted to thank you for the boon that you have granted us all, and that we promise to make it up to you in any way that we can.
Well, there is something you can do for us. I hope the files are enough.
He goes,
Uh,
I would assume there'll be plenty.
It's the hope. Ooh, I like Callahan's song.
Sorry. Too upbeat.
Yeah, no, I understand. We were hoping you could try and look into some leads we had regarding the full name escapes me. It's Sid
Sidnon Garland.
Sidnon Garland, thank you. We were hoping you could look into leads we have regarding Sidnon Garland. He's been missing, and we went up north and we found his ship, but he was not with it. We had some information about some village near where we had found it might have some information.
Very well. We
And-
could look into it. I don't offer any promises. We are in our concerns right now, but we will, as soon as we are finished, we'll look into that for you.
It's just if you are anywhere near the area and have time.
Very well.
We
We'll
Thank you.
do that for you. And he kind of holds his hands out and he says, and he takes the vials from you and he goes, I don't know how to thank you for this, but we'll do our best to make it up to you.
I just hope it gives him enough of his time back.
We hope. That's all we can do. He kind of bottles up what you give him and he puts them in a sack. And he says, I wish you all the best with your endeavors. We will keep this quiet. And then he heads out.
Take care.
He just waves goodbye.
Oh, I hope everything goes well.
hopefully it will.
Dak just leans on the bar counter.
Are you okay? You look a bit somber yourself.
I had a vision from Heidelin.
Well, that's never good.
Apparently, if we don't do anything about it, the homestead's going to burn down. I don't know what's going to cause it, but we need to, I guess, prepare some sort of defenses, because it's terrible.
Well, it's Heidemann. I don't expect, I guess she didn't give you like a idea of when this could happen. Just, hey, this is gonna happen.
I don't know, but I saw Ark and he was different. He was taller. Everything about him was... His ears were bigger, his tail was longer. He... so much more confident than he does now. So it might not be for a while. But still, Heidelin told me to basically hear and prepare. And I saw Ark taking the Aether from some machine. And then we had to fight him. He was so upset. She kind of lays her head down and covers it.
She can't just leave us alone, can she? I guess as long as we have her blessing, she's allowed to, invade our head.
An interesting question that these events raises is that a string of events or are they mutually exclusive events?
I don't know, but she told me to hear and prevent the last one, and I don't know how.
Well, of course she'd never tell you how. I feel like it's a requirement for, like, higher beings to just be cryptic without actually giving you any, actual help. And which I honestly feel like it would make them a lot more effective.
I don't know. I need a drink.
Feel free. Hold on, I gotta ask if you want to try and prevent indoor stop. Any exact words spoken by people involved in these scenes?
In the first one, Lavender Mouse, was dying, or he took the primal and the Aether out of Lavender Mouse. But he said he didn't want her to die alone. And with the machine, it was he wanted to undo the wrongs, but something said it wasn't time. And Ark said he was used and everything was a lie. That he was never loved.
At that point, it doesn't sound like Ark anymore.
I don't know.
I'm sorry to make you think on it too hard, Todd. It's just... it helps shed light on the situations.
No, I understand that. I understand. That's why I'm telling you.
I know. If you want, feel free to get that drink, and this is probably something we should discuss to try and figure out how to stop these things, but if you're not feeling up for it...
Well, I mean, we don't even know what causes it.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't. I have no idea.
We can't stop something we don't know where to even start.
We can make good guesses on some of them.
I mean, honestly, it feels like there's 1,000,001 things that could cause this.
Well,
All I know is that the home is burning.
I mean, unless we want to go around and find a way to permanently kill every primal there is. Because honestly, it sounds like might be all the problems he's absorbing. One might be too much to handle.
in all honesty, I think it's not primals the problem here. One sounds like someone took a disliking to us, attacked the homestead and killed everyone, and vows revenge. Is what I'm getting from that one. Another sounds like something has gone majorly wrong, and since we're talking about time, it seems he's trying to resort to drastic measures to fix it. The last one sounds like he somehow got info or a story that paints his life is a lie, or the people around him is lying to him about their love for him, and he goes a bit
cuckoo?
Possibly. And that's, although I admit, that's the opinions of someone who doesn't get...
All I know is I didn't see us for the first two visions, but I saw us in the last one. Drawing weapons on him.
I mean, did we look like we do now, or?
Dungeon Master?
No. I mean, appearance-wise, really, you'd aged a couple years, and you're definitely in different clothing.
Okay.
We looked older.
So, sounds like we might still have time to figure out what the main cause of all this could be.
Or at least one of them, if it's not a series of events.
I feel like... I don't know. I feel like if Highland showed them all the deck at once, there's gotta be a correlation to them.
You'd think, but this is Heidelin we're talking about.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, like, it would make the most sense, Here's these, events that are linked. Well, I mean, not going to show 3 different things that have nothing to do with each other and just throws around a wild goose chase forever. I mean, then again, I've been wrong before.
I said, it's hard to figure out what to do. The most we know is one, and the homestead at some point gets attacked for some reason. Possibly. It might not happen. And we might have pissed off a national power. We might get hit by like a group of monsters or bandits for some reason. So we either need better defenses or a safe way to evacuate everyone really quick. Either that or just not piss off if a group could attack us.
I feel like that's a really hard thing to do, considering our, occupation.
We could try and get some defenses at the very least.
I'd say this is something we talked to Fiona about heavily for that one.
Yeah.
The second one, we don't even begin to know. And the third one is...
That was actually what I rolled the Arcana about, Art.
For what?
Identifying the robot.
You've got no fucking clue.
Yeah, I figured.
I didn't recognize any of the areas outside of the homestead.
Yeah. The second one, that's really hard to know what to do. And the third one...
Well, you said
There
something.
were
You
5
said something about
years?
time.
In the second one, he wanted to undo things, but there was this clock that came behind him, and some things said that it wasn't time.
Yeah, it sounds like time fuckery to me. Which
Basically.
never ends well.
I think the second one we can at least is the least we have the least amount of info on, although as a guess, it either branches off the first one or involves the world going to even more shit than it's. So I guess the second one we try and avoid by doing a good job.
Honestly, it's the only thing we can do at this point.
Yeah, and the third one, like I said, I have no idea what I don't know there. It could be some kind of internal strife within the family with Fielstart secrets. It could be someone feeds him a line. It could be maybe for some reason we stopped appreciating him as much as we did. And maybe we should be careful not to, come off as using him.
Yeah, that could be it.
But, yeah. So, that's something we got to talk to Fiona about. We got to revisit these again, probably over time. For now, The Suns have gotten the water. We have asked them if they get a chance, look into Sid. Because the way the world's going, we're never going to get a chance to go look. I mean, considering how much stuff gets in the way of us doing that, at this point, I'm just considering it. The world doesn't want us to look.
That's a distinct possibility.
And I,
Just have a screwdriver.
and Miller, we leaving for the boat.
I'm outside in an ant.
Oh, I'm ready to go whenever.
Yep, same.
Oh. I didn't tell you guys I brought a gift.
Huh?
And opens up the Dutch oven.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't make it.
Okay.
Well,
It
good.
was,
And it's edible.
It was kind of there when I got home.
Huh, they didn't stick around to talk to you?
What?
I caught sight of someone entering your house, but I figured they were. They wanted to talk to you.
Okay, that raises more questions. Mostly, what were you doing at my house?
I wasn't at your house, so I caught sight. Didn't say anything about being there.
Okay.
Although okay, at this point, tries to think back and tries to think if they, because I gotta admit, there's so many NPCs. I keep such shoddy notes. I can't remember off the tip of my head if I know that NPC.
You've at least seen them before.
But it's not someone I might have talked to personally.
Probably,
Okay, so-
probably not. But I mean, they're the sous chef for Pandemonium.
Ah, okay, I probably know about them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I might have seen a person. Huh. Well, if you do you care who it was, or
Kind of.
it's
Mostly because I want to know who was able to get in my house.
it's one of the employees of Pandemonium.
Ah, okay.
I can't say why. Maybe they admire you, or maybe they just wanted to leave you a nice meal for when you got home.
Definitely don't think it's the admiring thing.
On the off chance it is, I'll leave that identity on loan just because, hey, if they want to introduce themselves, they will.
Either way, stuff's good. I figure I'll bring some for the rest of you.
So is that chicken and dumplings?
Yes, it is.
Dak, it's the same stew that I made.
Yeah, I figured. Just kind of like looking at it.
Well, thank you for bringing it.
They made a lot, so I figured,
Kato just gets some bowls from the kitchen.
I'll just take a roll. Don't worry about me. I'm honestly not that hungry after that.
Oh, so what time of day is it? Would you say, Ark?
It's like 5 p.m.
Okay. Well, on the ship, I say since we can teleport to Arpaneus, we teleport over early tomorrow. Oh, to join up with them? Because I think, considering we left Arpaneus early, it's only been about... It's probably about the same time we would have been leaving anyways, so that gives us a chance to finish up any last-minute things. I have some stuff I have to pick up from the Smiths before we go.
I admit I would like another night with Date before we have to leave again. I'd like to sleep in my own bed again for another night.
I figure it's late enough that it's probably good to give it the one last night.
Yeah.
Other than that, I guess I'll start looking when I have time to see if there's any defensive spells I can put around the homestead.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Rowan, you're just sitting outside in front of the grave in the rain?
Yep.
All right. You chill in front of the grave. You watch it. There's no movement. The rain kind of hisses off of you quietly.
I would hope there's no movement.
I was also gonna say, oh yeah, when did Rowan leave the room?
She knock away.
I didn't even bother on perception because I wouldn't have cared too much and probably wasn't paying enough attention. Yeah, like to the others, when did Rowan leave? Anyways,
I don't know. I have a pretty good idea where she is, and
Yeah.
I'll see you guys finish that up. I'm not really feeling myself. I'm gonna go turn in early.
this is rather early to turn in.
He doesn't really say anything and just kind of walks out.
Okay.
Oh, what a damper on homecoming this is.
Yeah. All I gotta say, hopefully the person isn't a mile of orcs, so that and jumps his bones at some point, so maybe he'll feel better.
Jack just like covers her face and just kind of blushes a bit, like, really, if anything, I'd hope he'd get a nice relationship and not just a one night stand or multiple night stands. I don't know.
There's just a sudden on Dak's back.
Huh? Huh?
At that point, you see a dusk white Elizin standing there, kind of this pale blonde hair tied back in a ponytail, wearing a sleeveless apron and kind of like waitress attire.
Mm-hmm.
She just looks at you and goes, "Excuse me, but guests aren't allowed behind the bar."
Oh, I'm sorry. No one was here, and
She owns the place?
I own the land. There's a difference.
I mean,
She just, kind of scurries off to a table.
Roll a perception as you're doing that. You look and you see the woman. She's fairly attractive, or not really fairly. She's very attractive, but is quiet. But the one thing that you note is she's got a sleeve tattoo going up her left arm. That is basically the Dragon Song War in hieroglyphics.
Oh wow.
the girl with the Dragon Song tattoo.
Get out.
I was like, the setup was too good not to.
I'm sorry again.
Works.
Take a gold brick, I know.
Roll a 1d your health pool.
Okay.
Please don't crit.
I'm gonna say random comment smack in the head.
Cool, that's how much health you have left.
Oh no!
Oof.
Oh no! Now you really do need to sleep.
Good thing I'm going to bed early.
I was gonna say he's just walking up to his home, random meteor from the sky.
No,
Fucking
Works just
pitfall.
Works just walks into his house, stops, and there's just this long trickle of blood that starts running down his nose. He
Oh my god.
twitches for a few moments.
Oh god.
And then falls on the floor convulsed. Gotcha.
God.
No, he doesn't hit the
No.
ground. He just stands there.
Oh jeez. Oh, at least the good part is even if you rolled a 1, you still have a health point.
Yeah, not much. It's the one time you want to crit.
Uh-huh. Oh god.
Man, 155, and I rolled a 7.
I'm gonna be honest. If you'd rolled high, I would have said you would have taken that much damage.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
figured as much.
Either way, I was screwed.
No.
It's like you need to roll in the middle.
I was gonna say it's basically a figurative smack in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, in all fairness, at least it was a literary pun.
Yeah.
People know it more for the movie.
Well, I mean, that's not his fault.
No,
Yeah.
it's still bad.
Still bad.
Still really, really bad.
I mean, I'm not assuming to get free drinks, so I'll pay for this. I just really needed something and no one was here.
She just kind of waves it off.
Mm. Should I leave a note regarding my changes? She just mumbles to herself and scratches her cheek.
At that point, Skull comes back from the kitchen. He shakes his head. He's like, ah.
Okay. Not like people see me around here much anyway.
You also forget most of us are, well, me, Orvira, or Mikote. You make a very specific sound when you walk. You also smell a very certain way.
And fair.
That didn't change when, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well. Anyway. I'm just gonna sit here and drink this and eat this. She holds up one of the rolls.
Alright.
I'm not sure if I want to start trying to eat meat again right away. My stomach always feels weird afterward. Anything else going on with you guys?
In particular? Well,
Just trying
found
to chit chat.
found another I'm not sure if it works for everyone. Another feature of my pond, it seems like that was added. If you have intention of going to my new underwater house, it seems to provide transportation.
Does it?
Dry transportation. I'm not sure if that's just a me thing or an anyone thing.
If you want to test it out, I don't mind going over to your place before I go hide away in my house.
Hey, Carla, want to join on an underwater adventure?
Might as well. Nothing better to do, says as he's eating.
I just imagine that Kato took the entire, pot and is just eating it with a spoon.
Just
Not
like,
all of it.
He left it here for grabs.
like stress eating.
I think Dax would need to be stress eating right now. Alright, let's go. She just stuffs the... She doesn't stuff it, but she, takes a few more bites of her things and finishes off her screwdriver.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm.
You kind of drink it and you could go. Kind of smack your lips for a second. And you realize, oh wait, I quadrupled my body weight. Alcohol doesn't hit.
Well, there's one good thing.
Oh, this is hard.
I mean, you were what? You were like 40
20 pounds.
You were 20 pounds?
And Makote deck is 110. She's skinny.
So quintupled.
You quintupled your body weight. Like, holy crap.
Yep.
So you
Not even buzzed.
overnight basically multiplied your alcohol tolerance by 10. So
I guess on the way over, I was gonna say, I guess on the way over, two things of small talk. Hey Todd, out of curiosity, what's taking a Fantasia like anyways? Because I'm somewhat curious on if it would get certain people off my back.
With the
Pyro?
people that you're looking to get off your back, I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but I'm curious.
Well, like Skull just said, I still smell the same way. And the like, so I don't think it'll help in that regard.
It'd probably have to be like a change with the Aether to do much. Fair.
Yeah, I still feel like I'm me. But I took it before I went to bed and I woke up like this.
Okay. So yeah, probably wouldn't help. Good to know. Also, out of curiosity, I suck with names. You guys got any good names for like wolves?
For wolves?
Yeah.
Why?
That
I
long
gotta-
silence isn't helping.
I got a okay. Look, I got a stuffed animal, and I'm really bad with names. But I think I should give it some kind of name.
Okay.
I don't know, Skull Jr.?
I mean, it really depends on what sort of thing you want it to name after, but, there's Fang, Snow, Midnight, Whisper, stuff like that.
True enough. I'll have to think on it. I'll admit I'm probably gonna avoid any names with mythological leanings just because of I don't need a wolf plush to become the center of like a primal summoning or something.
Yedrin, you could also just name it something like Wolfie.
Ah, fair.
We're not going to judge you on what you name your plush animals.
Whisper would just kind of weird me out, because that's my cousin's name.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll avoid that one.
What was the name of the drink that Yedrin kept drinking at the beginning of the campaign?
God, if I remember.
I've drunk a lot of different drinks.
Well, it was the thing that she specifically drank, like she brought with her.
In like a flask or something?
Oh, you mean that everlasting flask I have of hot toddy?
Not that, like at the very, very beginning, when you first came into the campaign, you had gourds of it.
Oh yeah, it was a really high proof Japanese drink. I'm trying to remember what it's called off the top of my head.
Did you get it out of the items or whatever?
No, I actually had looked up drinks.
Was it like
And
was it like Sinju?
Soju?
Soju. Yeah, I think it was soju, wasn't it?
Let me- Okay, that is not what I was talking. I'm just trying to look it up. Oh, so we lost Rowan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I figure it's either, you know, she got bored or internet or
I
whatever.
don't think she would have left because she was bored. Or she would have said something.
Yeah.
It'd always just be internet issues.
Yep. So I'm really trying to find. Like, I know it's something.
I mean, if it's a high proof Japanese drink.
It was like Japanese or Chinese, so it was so many. It was like.
I mean, soju is pretty potent, and also really common.
It was something a bit less common because I know all charged a bit extra for it.
I was just wondering because I know I got like a couple bottles of Applejack or whatever, so I didn't know if you got it off of the list or not.
I wish I had kept like a note of it somewhere.
Still saying soju, like that's.
Oh well, either which way, I'll look it up over time. Continuing on while I'm.
I think you were going to just go resurrect Colby at this point, weren't you?
Well, that and check out if the trip down to the bottom works or not.
If it's just for Yedrin or if like anyone else could go down with being dry.
Okay.
Here it is. I think it was Baiju.
Baiju.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Baigiu.